Hello, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be looking at some more recent live streams. Yes, I skipped ahead. Tophiachu she seems to be in what I would like to call her soft girl era. There was a comment I saw in the video, but it was funny, so I stole it. It starts out very boring, but don't worry, she gets more exciting towards the end. She's currently staying in what I believe is in a halfway house or some kind of community home, and she's talking about how she beat the system because she doesn't have to pay rent. Stay tuned.
But if I had a hiatus from my show, I would have the tour bus pull up to the studio and take me on tour. And so there was this extreme...
I'm not sure if the background TV noise is a step up from the music blasting through her phone speakers. They're both pretty annoying, but at least I probably won't have to worry about copyright, ? She's talking so softly I can't even hear her over the TV.
...workload that I think put a lot of pressure on us, and that's why some...
Hi. Yo. What the f?
Who is she all dolled up for?
Conversational divide between brothers.
You can't gift? Well, that's okay. Thank you for the rose.
Shot deals on
This stream is 34 minutes long, and it's mostly just her staring into the camera, chewing her gum while someone is dropping plates in the background.
Like my recent post, people were still bullying me even when I was upset, and I'm like, bruh. Like, you literally sit here and say that human beings should be bullied, but you don't do that to other people. Like, I'm so tired of it. Like, picky and choosy. Natalie Reynolds literally left this woman to drown to death, but everyone still calls her beautiful. Why is she not ugly and a horrible human being after she cultural appropriated? She's not ugly? What's this justifying bullying? It's so crazy, right? You pick and choose who you want to say that to, because literally sitting here being like, well, you deserve to be treated like that. You don't say that to other people that are people now, do you?
Being upset doesn't give you a jail out of free card for everyone to be nice to you, especially when you've done things worth being criticized for. What even is this thought? You sit there and say human beings should be bullied, but you don't do that to other people. It's so hard to argue points against Tophiachu sometimes because a lot of the times her points don't even make any sense. I think she's complaining that other internet figures don't get criticized for the same things she does, and she sees it as unfair. And yes, I'm using bullying and criticizing interchangeably because when it comes to Tophia, anything that's not positive is considered bullying. She doesn't care about being treated the same as others. She wants to be pretty enough to get away with doing horrible shit. Side note, while she's doing this live, the documentary in the background is talking about the over-sexualization of child stars on shows like Victorious, and Tophia is like half watching it going like, yeah, that is creepy. Which I just find kind of hypocritical when she's the one who's known for thirsting over very young looking Asian men. That live was a whole bunch of nothing, but luckily for me, she went live twice that day. I'm so happy. It's kind of hard to know for sure where she's staying because she gets moved around so often, but I believe she's currently staying in a group home or a community home or a halfway house of some sort. I'm using the green screen background as a bit of a marker to determine where she is. I noticed that she's not going outside anymore, which probably means this place doesn't have any issues with her going live or filming when the homeless shelter did. And it's got me thinking, like, I know Tophia is always talking about how she needs to get a place, but does she really? Her main character armor is so strong that no matter how many times she messes up, she always somehow avoids being put out into the streets. She got kicked out of both shelters and it was entirely her fault. She does not deserve as many chances as she's gotten. And when you're Tophia and your ideal life is being able to get whatever you want without working for anything, why would she give up free rent? She's a grifter. I mean, she'll probably never get a place of her own because living rent-free in places like this is so much easier. Oh boy, it's mukbang time! Going back to the fact she's in a halfway house and can film indoors now, I think she's gotten incredibly comfortable in there. Something about the fact that she's all snuggled up in her blankie and reclining the whole time while the TV is playing in the background makes me realize how little she actually does and says when she's not ranting about some political issue or just going at it with trolls in the comments. We're in a pretty boring era in the Chuverse, I think. The halfway house era, the halfway house era, the group home era, whatever. Also, I can only assume the entire time she's sitting on live, people are just tossing her money, so she's literally getting paid for doing nothing and just sitting there.
I need to request some free nail samples, man. I need to get approved for some samples.
You need to get approved for some housing.
Like, okay, so there's this one, it's not Poshmark. It's a company that I requested a sample for, and I am making a video about it because it's BS. Because I requested a sample from them, they denied me, and then they messaged me saying that they want to send me a sample for something. I'm like, oh heck no. You denied me when I requested a sample in the first place. Now you want to send me a message request asking me to sample something? No, you denied me like how many times? Because I've been requesting samples for stuff, and they denied me from several of their sample clothing things that I wanted, and it's just like, now you want to reach out to me? Oh,
well, Tophia, beggars can't be choosers. Actually, I take that back. Her entire existence proves that beggars definitely can be choosers.
Like, why am I requesting free samples if you're not gonna send it?
Because you're broke and want free stuff?
An Italian. That would be cool. Do Duolingo? There has to be Duolingo it's not free, I don't think. I would have to find some free place that'll really help me learn a language. Cause I think maybe I should learn Italian. Is that literally should I not? Because that's probably going to be a really hard language to start with. I wanted to learn French, and my dad was like, no, that's too hard, because I could either take French or Spanish in high school. He was like, no, French is too hard. I took it in college. What you really need to know is Spanish, because I'm a no sabo.
Toph, you know what language you really need to learn? English.
Let me go there, because some of you guys need to have a reality check. I need to go out and be on a yacht somewheres. Who cares about my arms? No one cares except for you. Imagine your mom seeing you say this to someone, and she's probably plus size, okay, who gives a fuck?
Oh, so you think I'm fat? So is your mom, probably. What?
I'm guessing the person behind that fake profile is not black, telling someone they're not black, and you will never be accepted. So, telling someone they're not black so people will accept you is crazy. Nobody likes you. You will never be accepted. So go. Why are you trying to be liked by people? It's so weird. I am black. Unlike you wish you was black. And if you are black, you feel like you're the failed black. So, not my problem. That's yours.
That's crazy. She jumps straight to, they're saying I'm not black so they can be accepted. Accepted by who? What are you talking about? I do find it interesting that Tophia has people constantly telling her she's not black, and that some people genuinely don't believe she's black. I used to find it odd because I don't know why someone would lie about their race like that, or why others would question it so hard. But now with news coming out that Tophiachu might be her stepdad, it kind of makes sense. And with Tophia always being so desperate to be oppressed, I can totally see her lying about being half black so she can act even more oppressed.
Tophia did a stream last night where someone asked her about Tophiachu, and this is how she responded.
I didn't steal from my stepdad. He told us we could use his disability. I didn't use it unless he said so. He told us we can use it. He said to manage it and to pay, because we told him we have to pay the rent with this. and we have to keep this place. We're working on getting a place. We was. But when people kept calling places to get us evicted, it didn't help the fact that we were trying to get a place.
And with that, the floodgates just burst wide open. Why are you referring to Tophiachu as your stepdad? Something that you've been adamant that's not true before? Like, you have stood 10 toes down and said, shut the f*** up, like, you're all just making lies. Is it a lie, Tophia? Because now you yourself are saying it.
I'll check Monday. I don't think they updated on the weekend and see who they're gonna add to Comic-Con.
So in case anyone wasn't convinced, she is 100% going to Comic-Con in January and is planning on getting a bunch of signatures, all of which cost money.
You got your own bath? Well, I got my own bathroom too, so. Wow, such a flex. And I don't even gotta pay rent.
She's tempting fate, constantly getting saved when she doesn't deserve it and being super smug about it. Infuriating.
Why do you keep thinking I'm in this tiny home village? I'm not in the tiny home village. I don't have an income to pay for a tiny home village, nor do I qualify. You're talking about unemployed when literally I have to pay for the money I make. Only unemployed people complain about unemployed people. Because you don't see anybody else that actually works a 9-to-5 job that is tired coming here and complain about someone being unemployed.
You have no way of knowing that.
Because the simple matter of the fact is, why does that bother you? How does me being unemployed affect your life? It doesn't.
You can still receive criticism for something you do even if it doesn't directly affect those who are criticizing you. That's the same thing Foodie Beauty said when she was scamming people, and the same thing Stephanie Jenkins said when she was called out for neglecting her children. Is it directly affecting the people that call them out? No. Do they still deserve to be called out? 100%. Also, yes, I did catch her saying she wasn't unemployed and then saying she was unemployed in the same breath.
And I don't get any government assistance or anything from the government. So for you to say, oh, my taxpaying dollars are being wasted. Yeah, they're being wasted on your stupid ass sometimes too. You don't deserve a lot of things that your taxes go to. Maybe they should cut your Medicaid and Medicare off and your healthcare so you don't have any healthcare to survive. Okay? Like, why do you gotta be so negative? Just leave. Like, only unemployed people sit here and complain. I remember when in someone's life that said, you're unemployed when I worked. Because my thought process, that's why you're always gonna be broke and living paycheck to paycheck, because you worry about the wrong things. You have all this time to put your energy into getting yourself out of the rut that you're in from barely paying your rent and your bills, etc., etc. But you sit here worried about someone else. No wonder why there's only 1% of rich people. Because they're always gonna need stupid people like you to not even think at all.
I can guarantee you that the people in your chat watching you have done and are doing more for their own lives than you have ever even thought about doing. Rich of you to say anyone else is worrying about the wrong things when you're worried about what signatures you're going to buy at Comic-Con and the next free samples of press-on nails you're gonna get, when you should be worried about burying your brother's ashes and getting out of that community home.
And I don't keep going for you, I keep going for someone else, my mom and someone else. So
you haven't done a single thing for your mom. Who's the secret someone else? Is it Amberlynn?
A few comments I've noticed saying Tophiachu wants you, I think. Tophiachu wants you. I've missed something with Tophiachu. I'll have to look.
who is your man? I don't have anyone. I can make $1 million on social media. If everyone just applied this energy to YouTube, you know how much money you could make? Like, it's all about having financial stability and not living paycheck to paycheck or living off a fixed income with disability and then you can't afford to live. Like, I don't want to be on a fixed income. I don't want to be that person that's a robot that's stuck to the system, right? Why would I want to be like you because you want me to be like you? That's the mindset you shouldn't be giving everybody, right? My mindset is do whatever the hell you want.
You know why I don't want to be like you? Because your way of living is ethically disgusting. Look at where it got you. You have nothing and you have no one.
Like, people cannot tell you what you should be doing. Only you can tell you because you know exactly what you really want to do in life. I really don't want to be flipping burgers and mopping floors for a living for the rest of my life on oxygen.
Most people who work low-paying, high-labor jobs aren't doing it because they want to. They're doing it because they want to be able to support themselves. A normal human adult with dignity wants to be self-sustaining. I know Tophia is always like this towards the idea of working, but right now I think she's being super smug about it, even putting herself on a pedestal for not working because she thinks she's so awesome and beat the system by being able to live under a roof and live without having a job. She gets more smug and self-satisfied when she's more comfortable. When she's not comfortable, she throws tantrums.
Like, why do I want to be stuck? For the gift points, why do I want to have that mindset of not being successful and having nice things, right? Because not even just expensive nice things, I'm talking about a house. I'm talking about financial stability. I'm talking about being able to help those less fortunate than me. Like, you know, like being like, hey, and maybe, you know, surprising a family or, you know, doing something nice for someone. Why can't I do that?
Because of the mindset you have towards having to work for things you want.
Like, why do I gotta listen to what other people tell me because they want to bring me down to their level? Because you're miserable, because you feel you'll never get anywhere in life. That's not me. If you don't want to take this advice, then don't. And I'm not saying, like, I'm not shaming 9-to-5 workers.
Yes, you are.
That's not, like, because people always love to say that I do that. And don't say I'm doing that because you're doing that. If you say I'm doing that, you're doing that. It's projection. Like, I'm so sick and tired of saying you do, right? Because the system is jacked up. This system is built for people to be poor. And instead of blaming the rich hoarding people, you blame the people that don't benefit from the system that the rich people benefit from. Well, you're paying more taxes. These rich people don't gotta pay no taxes. It's common sense. But instead of blaming rich people like Jeff Bezos having a $56 million wedding, by the way, because that's outlandish. Why would you have a $56 million wedding? You won't blame him, but you'll blame the people that are not the ones in charge of this so-called system.
Stop blaming Jeff Bezos for the fact you're not a billionaire and go pick up a shift at Burger King.
I, myself, if I was rich, would never throw a $56 million wedding when there are people that are sleeping outside with their children in the cold right now as we speak, babies, because shelters are too full for the winter. You will never catch me. That is very selfish. People can't even afford to feed themselves. But yeah, you have a $56 million wedding. And your people are being, and your employees are being treated horribly. Like, Amazon employees literally have said it. Like, Amazon employees have spoken out about how bad the work environment is. And instead of fixing your work environment, you're too busy throwing a lavish wedding. You know, but this is too big-brained for people to even grasp because, yeah, you know, you don't want to hear it because you're stuck in that mindset. I'm sorry if this is too much for you. I mean, that's the mind of a lazy person, right? You call people lazy, but what are you doing to better your life? Someone being unemployed should not affect you. That's like you literally staying with this guy that has no job and then making excuses for him.
You had so many chances to make money and get out of homelessness, whether it be getting a job or pursuing your social media to make it more lucrative. You're taking up space someone who actually needs it could use.
Man, cause that's messed up to be like, oh well, why are you asking for a house when you don't deserve it? And then celebrating that GoFundMe got taken down. That is literally the work of people that literally have mental health issues because what are you, the Joker or the Two-Face or the Penguin? Like, what kind of an evil villain do you gotta be to be like, ha ha ha? Like, do you think I'm just gonna cry because the GoFundMe got taken down? No, I'm gonna get back up and keep going.
Oh yeah, by the way, I did check, and Tophiachu's GoFundMe, the one for $500,000, is gone. Yeah, you guys can't get her down. She's gonna get right back up and make another GoFundMe, this time for $1 million.
And I'll put another one up. You ain't stopping me. And I'm gonna tell you this. You continue with GoFundMe. I have a lawsuit with GoFundMe. I can sue GoFundMe themselves. So, what's it gonna be? Because I have lawsuits that I'm going to be pursuing. And those lawsuits are gonna help me get money to buy a house.
Sure, Jan.
Because it's...
Pickles and pickles.
that uses child labor. You still go to Walmart even though their clothes are made from child labor.
Do you think I can share on with you? Because this is my data. Yeah. I'm sorry, I look like I'm record a little payment right now.
It doesn't make sense when you're trying to care about child labor while supporting companies that do child labor. And Walmart's one of them, but you're still gonna shop at Walmart, right? Okay, you still buy Adidas, you still buy Nike, you still use an iPhone. You went and just bought a brand new iPhone, right? The new iPhone came out. That's child labor. And you want to sit here and bring that up like it's you're on a phone that is literally has parts that is child labor. You literally the makeup powders.
First of all, she literally acknowledged that she shops from Shein, even though she knows they use child labor, and excused it because she's poor. So she's a hypocrite. But I also find it interesting that the last live we looked at was from 2 months ago, and this one we're looking at now was a few days ago. Does she think people forgot she says she shops at Shein? I personally don't care where she shops. I care that she criticizes others for doing the same thing she does.
Yeah.
Well, I have breakfast at Navajo. So, I'm a mutt. I'm a mutt. No, I'm not. Let's not say it like that. Oh, upgrade. Next.
Oh,
Close up.
you know what? I have something to say now.
Ah! Okay, you can say whatever you want, just please don't hurt me.
I'm gonna say, all of you that have those purple PFPs, why are you allowing someone to threaten a woman? Isn't that not what the purple PFP is for? Gender-based violence. No one's gonna say anything with the purple PFP.
When she got the idea to play on the gender-based violence thing as a way to call out people for trolling her in her comment section, she got so excited that she picked up the phone and smelled it. So she goes on about the purple profile picture thing for like 20 minutes and then starts bringing up the fact that people are being fake activists for Palestine because they pay taxes and calling them all hypocrites, and then says it's okay when she eats McDonald's instead of boycotting them because she doesn't have the money to eat other places, and then turns that into blaming everyone else for not voting against Trump, then defending why her mom couldn't vote, and then that turns into her discussing the carjacking incident.
You know what I mean? So understandably so, I do understand. And it has nothing to do with her coughing. She's always gonna cough because she has asthma. There are certain things that she's always going to have. Now she's gonna be dizzy. She can't walk long distances. I'm gonna have to get a car. Like, there's just, because of the accident, that's just what happened. Because she was in the car when the guy crashed. I thank God that I wasn't in there because, you know, it could have been worse for me. Then I wouldn't be here to help my mom. That's what people don't realize because they think they're so selfish, like, oh, we wish you would have got injured more. If I had been in the car and he would have crashed, I would have been hurt very badly.
It's good that Mamachu still has one kid, Tophia, because I can't imagine how heartbroken that she would have been to have lost both her children in the incident. But you have not done anything to help your mom during this time. You should be taking care of your mom. It's just as important for her as it is for you, if not more, to get housed and in a safe environment. But even the fact that your mom is relying on you isn't enough to kick your motivation and work ethic into overdrive. Your mom deserves better.
And then I would have been stuck in the hospital while my mom's there, or I might have not survived. And then she would have been left by herself to deal with all of this. Then she wouldn't have no help with housing, and she wouldn't be having things set in place for housing, nor would she be getting all of this help. She would have to do everything on her own and lose the will to live because both her children are dead.
How have you ever helped her with anything to do with housing? None of your attempts have ever gone anywhere because you never worked to follow through with them. You haven't done a single thing to help her get housing. I almost want to say Mamachu could do a better job getting housing on her own, but she's elderly, disabled, and sick.
At that point, I just wish I didn't have to see that, you know. It's difficult.
I just gotta point out, I have never seen anyone lounging like that, looking so incredibly cozy and comfortable while crying on live stream about a tragedy. She just turns on the tears, it's like an emote.
I'm acting. Funny, you never saw your sibling die in front of you to be telling someone they're acting. You wouldn't know what it's like because you judge people, right? Nobody is mentally ill. They're supposed to be perfect, right? Nobody's supposed to have mental health issues. Everyone has no issues. Mental illness does not exist. Nothing does not exist according to you, right?
She got all that from someone saying you're acting. You know why people have a hard time having sympathy for you despite your situation? Because your actions after it happened showed everyone how little you cared about your brother. It's been nearly a year and he's still not buried. Towards the end of the live, she starts talking about how it's not fair that chat and DMs threaten her when she would get canceled for saying the same thing back and matching their energy. I'm not condoning that, but she shouldn't be matching their energy either. She says she's going to learn how to carry and that someone is going to get hurt because of a self-defense situation if they go up to her house, and turns it into blaming trolls somehow for innocent people getting hurt. It kind of reminds me of the case in the Netflix documentary The Perfect Neighbor, but I don't think Tophia is comparing that situation to herself. She mentions Lyft and Uber, so she's probably referencing some other true crime case I haven't heard about.
And if you're gonna threaten me, then I'm gonna match your energy, because I'm not gonna sit here and let anyone think that threatening me is supposed to scare me. I'll walk right outside and continue to live life because no one's gonna stop me from living life.
So yeah, that was pretty much Tophia's lives. She's looking pretty cozy these days. I have a feeling that she's getting super comfortable and won't be going anywhere anytime soon. You know, unless she does something to get her kicked out again. You guys like the new background? My friend drew that. Alright, I think that's enough for today's video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate a like or a subscribe. See ya!